summer.
Yeah. Basketball?
Yeah. It's,
Who was the music person?
I don't know. I think Megan Booker.
Then they canceled.
I don't know if he was like man from New Jersey. I don't know their name right now. Sound a lot like this.
Doing themed shows, one at the end of every month. Yeah, I guess dress up.
Well, enjoy your show.
Who's your show?
I have a sketch show with the store.
Woo!
Yeah, boy.
Yes, queen.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Well, oh, I don't know that. How you doing, Kyle? Nice to meet you. Ross. Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Kyle. Hey, nice to meet you. Ross. Ross? Yeah. Nice to meet you, man. Yeah.
The next week, I'll be back. Yep. I'll be back. It was fun. It's always nice to see everybody. Yeah. I'm trying to, in my mind, I'm like, okay. I don't know. It's such a different vibe than a lot of the other things. And I don't know if it's just because it's just ladies or what. Is it a bad one? No, it's not a bad one. But I still can't put my
yes,
finger on
Megan
it.
has
What
the
is that? And why? Why is
right
it
here.
so different?
Oh shit.
Oh,
Like
cool.
different from like other groups where they're a bunch of ladies, I guess. Yeah. So like it's something they can thrive with or something.
It's actually FIRAS.
FIRA.
Yeah, it's all good.
Who looked you? Yeah, who looked
Megan.
you? Okay. It has happened before.
It's alright. Why, you have to
So
put
you're
other
good
people's
friends
name
with
for
Michelle?
us and you
I
can
have,
put them.
yes.
It's fine.
You just let other people like come up and show
Yeah,
them like
like,
a race.
yeah, like, no, that's not my name.
Yeah.
That's not my name.
Yeah. That's not my name.
Girl
Oh
that-
shit, maybe it's wrong with that.
Shit.
Coming up in 10,
10,
9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good evening and welcome to the Chicago Comedy Hour. Sierra is trying to hang our photo from last week. Yeah! So we've got a great show in store this evening for you. We've got 2 stand-ups and we've got a solo sketch artist. So let's give a big We're going to start the show off with someone who accidentally made it onto our show roster for last week.
That's my fault. That's my fault.
No, it's nobody's fault.
It is my fault.
It's Megan's fault.
That was a good
We're
show. So
can we get a big round of applause for Aziz?
Hello, everybody. Hello, people in the room, people watching at home if there is anybody. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this, so it's pretty weird. I wish I could say that performing in front of people and not being able to hear their laughter is new to me. I am used to that in some certain shows. My name is Aziz, and if you could tell from my accent that I am English. Since I've been, yes, thank you, cheers for that English. Fist pumps for the English, right? Yeah. I find like since I've been in the US, I have to start conversations by explaining that I'm English, and that's the reason I speak like this. Otherwise people won't really pay attention to what you're saying. They'll just kind of pay attention to the fact that you're saying it in a British accent. Sorry to anyone that actually can't understand me right now, but that's kind of true. In Chicago, when I got here, I went out for coffee. I went to get some coffee with some friends. And I gave my order exactly like this, right? You guys tell me if this is fine or not, right? I went up and I said, hi, can I get 2 lattes, 1 soy, 1 with an extra espresso shot, and then just an Americano with some room for milk, thanks. And I could tell the guy just wasn't listening to a fucking word I was saying. Because when I went to go get my drinks, he just gave me 3 cups of tea. It actually was a pleasant surprise, actually. Let's go back to this Starbucks place you've got in here. My name's Aziz, even though I'm from England, because I'm mixed race. I'm actually half English and half Indian, which I guess technically makes me a POC, a product of colonization. Don't worry, my mum colonised my dad, it was consensual. Don't worry about it. He hasn't got his independence back yet, but he's getting there. We'll get there one day, hopefully. It's interesting being mixed race. It's interesting being mixed race when you've got a non-English name, which I'm quite happy to answer. I like people that are interested. But it's always really awkward when I tell them that Aziz is basically just like another Arabic reading for the word jihad, right? Which isn't true, but I do enjoy the audience. A lot of social situations. I find it helps me level the playing field a lot. It's another thing you get when you call Aziz is a lot of the time people assume that you're Muslim. I was actually raised Muslim. I don't identify as Muslim anymore. I'm not. Was that applause for that? Okay, right. Oh, okay, similar thing. I thought you were like, yes, no Muslim. Great, yeah, fantastic. Like, calm down, that's not where I'm going with this. I'm not religious at all. As long as I can remember, I don't think I've ever really been religious. Like, I find it hard to kind of get behind the idea of like a god or any kind of like intelligent designer or anything like that. Like, I find it hard to believe that anyone could have intelligently designed me. Because I've seen what looks like under these clothes. Like it's an absolute mess. Like nothing works properly. Not like that. Sorry. There's just lots of design flaws. I don't know. It's like I probably people can tell on cameras or even in this room. Like I'm quite tall. I'm about 6'4". But I'd happily be 6'2" though. I feel like if anyone with a shred of intelligence had designed me, they could have put those 2 inches to much better use. It's like design 101. So that's funny. It's not funny to me, but I'm from the UK, but I haven't lived in the UK for a long time. I don't really miss it that much. I like it, but I much prefer living abroad. I a really fun time in other different countries. I miss my family and stuff. I miss my friends, obviously. I've got a twin who I miss quite a lot. People are really surprised when I say that I've got a twin, as if it's some really rare thing. They ask me questions about that. I know, it's crazy. Like, people are really interested in it. They ask me questions about it. A question I get really a lot is, how do people tell you apart? And I guess the best way for us probably is I've got this little like freckle under my eye, just here. You can see that. And she's got tits. Probably the best way for us. That's true. I have a twin sister. I didn't make that for a joke, which is what people think sometimes. That would be really going out there to make up like a whole thing just for a joke. I have a twin sister. But it's also true. People ask me questions about it all the time. Like another question I get a lot is, do you have any weird twin things? Like, do you feel pain when she feels pain or anything like that? That's another dumb comment you get surprisingly often. And obviously, I always answer no to that. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. But there was this one time that I'll tell you about now that was interesting. It was quite bad actually. She was out drinking and she was attacked. She was completely fine, but she was punched. And I swear to God that my fist was killing me for months. Still has now sometimes. Like she's really hard to deal with when she's drunk. So, that one is a joke. But to clarify that. I'm going all around the US at the moment. This is a really fun show, and I'm doing lots of shows, and it's great. I'm having the time of my life. But it's tough because I'm flying a lot, and I really hate flying. I hate flying because I look like this. I mean, I'm tall, not the other thing. It's difficult being a big person on a plane for like so many reasons. I mean, obviously the basic stuff, it's difficult to fit in small seats, but also people treat you differently when you're a tall person on a plane. They just like expect you to do shit for them, like they just ask you to put their bags up for them. And stuff. Oh. They don't even ask. They just kind of go. Please stop doing that. I'm a nice enough guy, like so I'll help them out, but like it just doesn't seem fair to me. I've started coming up with this compromise that I do with everyone that asks me that. And if anyone else in this room or watching wants to use this, feel free. It's simple. You just say to them, "Okay, I'll put your bag up for you. But if this plane goes down, you're getting my life jacket from under my seat. Okay? This is how it's going to work. All right? I go high, you go low. All right?
Yeah.
That's the situation. And none of this you get to put it on first ball, shall I? That's the story I tell people sometimes if I'm trying to seem stronger than I am, and actually the real reason I'm scared of flying is because I'm terrified of flying. It's really scary. Anyone else terrified of flying in here?
Yeah.
Yes, please, thank you, please. We need, I mean, there's some lies in here as well, because it's the scariest thing that humans have ever done. It's ridiculous. Flying to me is so, this isn't even a joke, I just want to explain this. Flying to me is so crazy when you're sitting in a plane. Think about this next time you're in a plane, okay? If you're not scared, I'm going to make you scared, because you're sitting there and there's like, I don't know, like 6-7 feet of like metal and stuff beneath you, and then there's just nothing for like miles and miles and miles. It's insane. Like, I told you, that's not a joke, it's just crazy. It's the turbulence. The turbulence is the part that gets me. If there's a smooth flight, maybe I can be okay, but the turbulence is just the worst turbulence. So if you don't know what turbulence is, it's the part right after they give you the food and drink where everything starts shaking. I get visibly upset when I'm like on a bad flight, and visibly upset is the worst because people know you're upset and that invites people to say something, right? And I just want to sit there in peace and freak out alone. I don't want anyone to say anything to me, because someone will always say something along the lines of like, oh, don't worry, you're much more likely to be in a car crash than in a plane crash. Which is probably true like back on Earth, right? But we're in a plane right now. Right? It's really unlikely for me to be in a car crash right now. I'd be really surprised if I was in a car crash right now. It's not even about the frequency, it's about how insanely worse one is than the other. You know, like, I've never been in a car crash that lasted 11 minutes as I plummet to my death. You know what I mean? I've never been in a car crash where I've been like, oh my god, crap, I'm gonna die, shit, why the hell did I try and do comedy, fuck? Like, I've never experienced that. And to be honest, if a car crash did last 11 minutes, then you deserve to die. Like some weird, slow motion, 11-minute car crash, like, just get out the car. You know, that's the easy solution to that. This was really fun, guys. Thank you very much. I'm Aziz Vora.
I want you to stand next to me.
Yeah.
This is comedy too, y'all.
Yeah.
This is comedy too.
Yeah.
This is what 5'2", because I'm wearing shoes, looks like next to 6'4".
Yeah.
That's pretty wild, right?
And I am a performing monkey, so if anyone wants me to stand next to them after the show, I'm happy to do it. Thank you very much.
All right. That was really funny, and I enjoyed the bit about the coffee shop and giving the order. And I have to say that when I came to Chicago, I also went into every coffee shop and tried on like a different accent, just depending. I was like, I'm an actor, I'm working on it. And so my favorite was having a moment at a clothing store. It wasn't just coffee shops. I went into a clothing store, tried to be Australian, and like failed. Like just bombed it and just like went in and out and in and out of the accent. And I made up this backstory that was like, I've lived in the US for like 5 years because grad school, and like, oh, isn't my accent wild now? I couldn't keep it in a sustained place. So that actually happened. It's actually really embarrassing. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty failing. Thank you. All right, well, let's give a big round of applause for our next one, for Ross Alexander.
Oh. Costume changes, y'all. Serious. Muppet babies will make your dreams come true. Muppet babies will do the same for you. When you're feeling kind of weird and you wish that you weren't there, just close your eyes and make believe, and you can be anywhere. I like adventure. I like romance. I tell great jokes, and I will dance. I play the computer, I go through the air. I play the piano, and I've got blue hair. Me, I invent things. Me, 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 me. Is everything all right in there? Yes, Nanny. Muppet babies will make your dreams come true. Muppet babies will do the same for you. Muppet, 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 babies, 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 babies. Woo! Thank you. Just a little icebreaker, so we get to know each other. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a little character work for you guys, a little bit of storytelling. I got a bunch of different ideas, and we're just going to sort of explore those things together. So, this first character that I have, his name is Ezekiel X, and he's Amish from the future. Okay, so Ezekiel was caught in a butter churning accident where he got hit by both cosmic rays and a falling star. And this was the night before Rumspringa. You know, worst time for this to happen. And, you know, he ends up in a world that is actually pretty much very similar to the one that he's experienced. And this is him attempting to get by. Look, there's a broken button here. So if I get this on the first try, it's amazing. And you have to all clap. I did it! I don't understand. What? My prize horse Petunia isn't in the barn. And by prize horse, I mean, that's my only sin. I know I'm not supposed to take pride in the things that I see and enjoy here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's not our way. But I'm so confused. Here I thought it was the year 2067, and that I was supposed to hoe the garden. And now I find out that it's 2017. And everything is different. They haven't built old McCribben's barn. That pond is like 2 times bigger where I'm from. Life is weird. Okay, like flash forward a little bit. Like Ezekiel X meets up with some scientists, and they're talking to him about, like, can you tell us anything about the future? Because that would like really help us out with like global warming and stuff. So it's like, hey Ezekiel, can you tell us anything about like global warming and what's going on in the future and stuff? Have you ever seen an Amish person in shorts? I don't understand about your fancy global warming, and I'm not able to tell you about that. Well, you're not being helpful at all, Ezekiel. Sorry? And that's Ezekiel X in the future!
Yeah.
Okay. We're having fun. We're enjoying each other's company. This is another character. Don't sue me, Marvel. So you might recognize this person. He is an arachnid that is very friendly in the neighborhood, but I have a little bit of a different take on it. Okay? So let's try this out. Oh, it's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Neighbors. A wonderful day in the spider web. A wonderful day to weave a web. Catches bad guys, just like flies. I'm one of those spider guys. Oh, hey kids! Welcome to the show. This is actually just a really quick PSA. I want to talk to you about a subject that's really affected me throughout my career as a crime fighter. Fake news. Okay? I don't know if you've ever cracked open the Daily Bugle, but it's been really rough, okay? It's not all right to say that I'm a menace to society. I try my best, okay? Maybe I let the occasional old person die, but who hasn't done that? Sorry, this gets serious, alright? This is super serious. Right? This is a public service announcement, alright? Sometimes, folks, it's not stuff we want to hear, but it's stuff that's really important. Okay, back to the character.
Yeah.
I'm your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Oh, look at me. I'm so silly. Also, don't forget to pay your taxes every April 15th. Okay. Thank you. I now take you to a podcast being run by one Morgan Freeman.
What?
Hello. I'm Morgan Freeman. And I just want to thank you all for joining me on Radio Freeman, the Morgan Freeman podcast. Brought to you by Morgan Freeman's Marital Aids. Marital Aids. What are they? Dildos, vibrators, butt plugs. You know, things that just help us all get along in the bedroom. You see, I'm 75 years old. 85. No one can see. But I still enjoy pleasuring my partner. And everyone should be able to enjoy pleasurable sex if they are of age and consenting adults. So, the next time you're in your neighborhood sex shop, make sure to check out Morgan Freeman's Marital Aids. they're not just for married people anymore. As long as you are in a committed relationship and you want to do butt stuff, get a hold of Morgan Freeman's Marital Aids. Thank you. So the next thing I want to do, I kind of need to grab my phone because like I need to have the facts in front of me, is I want to do a movie pitch for you guys. There have been 5 Air Bud movies that I accept, right? The Air Buddies movies do not count. They do not count. I will fight you. They do not count. So we all know Air Bud was about basketball, Air Bud Golden Receiver, football, Air Bud World Pup soccer, Air Bud 7th inning fetch baseball, Air Bud Spikes Back in 2003 volleyball. Didn't see that coming, but really enjoyed it. I want an adult Air Bud movie because we're all grown up now, and I think we can handle it. And you know, the 6th Spider-Man movie, that went really well. It was, you know, a nice little reboot. I'm pitching Air Bud 6, Wolf of the White House. Okay? He's one of the most respected dogs in the history of America. And of course, they're like, hey, we're in a constitutional crisis, and so Air Bud gets elected to office. And there's a lot of like issues and troubles. For instance, there's this like line where you know, you've got some like White House staffers, and they're like talking about like Air Bud's wife, that's a dog, and they're like, oh, you know, Air Bud's wife is a total bitch, and it's like, hey, you can't say that, and it's like, no, I am literally just, you know, stating something, and I think it's actually gonna basically follow the plot of that movie Dave from the 1990s, and. Okay, yeah, maybe that doesn't need to happen. Let's not make that movie, Hollywood. Okay, and the final character I have for you this evening is this guy. Say hello to Rip Van Evil, Mental Daredevil. Yeah, that's right, Pills. Rip Van Evil. And all I need to be able to do my thing is a suggestion of a super tough stunt, like jumping over 3 buses, or something similar, like eating fire, or...
Triple backflip.
Triple backflip? I did it! Wow! On the 3rd flip, I almost broke my back, but I didn't, and I'm still here. Thank you, Pill. All right. Anybody else got a super crazy stunt that they want to hear about me doing?
Wrestling a shark.
Whoa. That's actually very good, because I think last week was Shark Week. Should have asked me last week, but I can still do it. If Michael Phelps can race a shark, I can damn well wrestle one. Oh no. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Got my 3D glasses. It was tough, but I did it. I wrestled that shark! Thank you so much!
Let's give it up again. Yay. So the Amish man from the future made me think about going to Amish country right after Christmas this past year. It was like a trip. We went to Millersburg, Ohio, where there's actually Amish country, and we stayed in a quaint inn. And I had this feeling as I was driving, I was like, this is a driver's ed film, first of all, because I'm dodging buggies and going up and down hills, and I'm like, it's just, you know, 1 semi away from the end, but there weren't semis. Also, like, have you ever thought about Amish horses and, like, hills and pulling buggies? So, like, these horses are, like, I don't know, Olympians of horses, more or less, because they are going up hills that I swear my car had trouble going up. And I was just like, well, isn't this lovely? Look, I'm in Amish country. I'll talk like everyone here. But it was wild.
the part I really enjoyed was thinking from their perspective, it's like Amish man from the future. Are we from the future when we go there? Like, are we going, like, literally, we're going back in time to other types of things, right? So, like, it made me think. I was like, this is so cool. That's what my grandparents did. Like, that's how they live on farms. I'm getting in touch with my heritage.
Oh my god. Yes.
And then I just want to add this because I thought it was funny. There are furniture. Everybody knows Amish people make some kick-ass furniture. Yeah. And apparently in Millersburg, Ohio, they also specialize in cheese. So yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Can anybody guess a brand name that's like very famous in Millersburg, Ohio's cheese?
Crap.
Doritos. Yoder.
I'm not making it up. It's called Heine's. So we went to Heine's and bought cheese. I'm not lying. And it tasted really good. So ruminate on that. All right. I'm taking that time. All right, let's bring up Mary Tillman.
I have notes because I have some new stuff I want to share.
Yeah.
I'll put the notes on the stool. I can't really hide it. I'm on camera. I actually didn't know I was going to be on camera, so this was all very exciting. I came down and I was like, am I in the right place? But I was late, so it's my fault. I'm actually late a lot. Is anyone else in here like late a lot? Some people are raising their hands because they don't want to call themselves out too much. Yeah, I'm late a lot, and it like the bad thing about being late all the time is that people think that you're really disrespectful because you're like not respecting their time. But the best part about being late all the time is I never have to wait on anyone. So yeah, that's just the first thing that you learned about me, and I never say that in job interviews. I have learned my lesson on that. I have been seeing a lot of like summer flicks this summer. Yeah, I just saw Girls Trip. Has anyone seen that? It's really, really funny. It's such a good movie. And like pretty groundbreaking because it's for African American women like just having a good time, and it's like a big blockbuster hit. It's doing so well, and I really love it. But you can really tell that it's super groundbreaking and like and just like a new thing for Hollywood because the trailers before the movie were all over the place. Like whoever was picking the trailers didn't know what to put in front of the movie. I feel like usually they put like something that's similar to the kind of movie that you're about to see. But we had like a Will Ferrell comedy, which made sense because it's a comedy. Then we jumped on over to this Halle Berry movie that is basically Taken, starring Halle Berry, and she is distraught, y'all. Like she is very distraught, and it's a Halle Berry movie, so she's always distraught. She is the most distraught in this movie. So that was like a little bit befuddling, but like it's a woman of color, like as the lead. So I was like, okay, I get it. Like that's like relevant. But then we went to Annabelle, which is a movie about a little white girl who dies and then possesses a doll, and then the doll haunts everyone. It was a very scary trailer, and I couldn't make the connection for a little bit. I was like, why? Why is this before Girls Trip? Why? And then I realized female friendships, y'all. They were both relevant to the female friendships genre. Girls go on trips together. They also haunt each other. So I was thinking about like some other horror movies that I might like turn into like a female type movie. And I remember, like, I've seen all the Saw movies. Not all of them. I've seen a lot of them. I don't know how many there are. I might have seen all of them. I don't think I have. But I was like, what if Saw was, like, they made a Saw for women? And I was like, okay, this is my impression of what that would be. Do you want to play a game? You must remove this menstrual cup in a public restroom. The menstrual cup is inside you. And remember, no spilling. That's Jigsaw. That's my very bad Jigsaw voice. I actually had my first kiss in the movie theater during the movie Saw. And much like the Saw franchise, there shouldn't have been a sequel, and there were so many sequels to that first kiss with that guy. Ooh, that was not good decisions on my part. I've made like a couple of weird decisions. Like I once had sex with a guy because he was really good at doing bird calls. Like I was like, we were at Summer Stock Theater, like on the beach. So we were like living in a little environment all summer, and I was like a little bit drunk, but not that drunk, you know. And I just remember we were like sitting on a low-hanging tree branch as he cooed to the whippoorwills, and I just remember looking up at him and being like, "Yeah, we're gonna be so good at sex." And much to no one's surprise, he was not. It was not good. He was not good at sex. His bed was all sandy because we were at the beach. Yeah. And the next day, you know, he came to my cabin to say hello. And I was like, oh no. And he was wearing a Camelback, drinking water out of a Camelback. And I was like, I just saw that and I was like, I wish I had known before that you did not like to use your hands. I wish I had known. That was probably the first time that I learned a very valuable lesson, that you should never trust a man who communicates mostly via tweets. Yeah. I learned that lesson for everyone. I put myself on the line. And we still ended up here. I don't make decisions like that as much now. I'm older. I'm 27. So, you know, like, I'm kind of feeling the physiological effects of being 27. So other than, like, my nose hairs and my gray hairs and my mustache and my full beard, I've noticed that, like, my chin has started to hang really low. Like, have you ever seen, like, the fabric ceiling inside an old station wagon? That's definitely my chin. I had a friend growing up, and her parents had a station wagon that we would ride around, and it would like be hitting us on the head, you know. And eventually, they were like, my friend, it was my friend Marie. My friend Marie was like, "Mom, this ceiling is hitting us on the head. We need to get a new car." And she was like, "We're not getting a new car. We'll pick some push pins up from Sunday school when we go this weekend." So then I got their car the next week, and they were like bulletin board push pins like stuck up in the ceiling, you know. But I teach 3rd grade, and I'm scared. I'm absolutely positive, like, I'm gonna come into the class this fall, and they're gonna be like, "Miss Mary, your chin is touching my head." One other, like, kind of realization I've had as I've entered my late 20s is, so, like, my mid-20s, I was noticing that, like, all my old high school friends were getting engaged and getting married, so I was like, oh, this is, like, an indicator of my mid-20s, you know? Now, the indicator of my late 20s is that all my old high school friends are joining pyramid schemes. I have a friend that works for Limelight by Alcove. So if anybody wants some products, I know I'm nothing if not a loyal friend. I slipped in the shower recently, and it was really scary. I just like saw my life flash before my eyes. It's a very vulnerable place to slip. It's very wet, and you're naked. So I just like realized there's nothing more humbling than realizing like your last act in life may be turning around to shave the fuzz off your butt cheek. And I was like kind of envisioning like the headline of that. Once I was like on dry, safe land, I was like, God, how terrible would that have been? Like the newspaper headline would have been like, fragile white woman, slips in shower, nicks butt cheek, bleeds out. Or like the clickbait version would be like, this girl loved her butt so much she gave her life for it. I've been thinking about like everything in terms of like news headlines and stuff, you know, just because, especially like after the election, I was reading the news a lot more. I recently was with my parents and they decided to turn on the news, and I've not like watched like the television, like the cable news or like even the network news in a very long time, and it seemed much more aggressive like than I remember, and I just remember thinking like I cannot trust news where the voice sounds like this, everything is delivered like this, and so it was very like sensationalist, you know. But I was in my 3rd grade classroom recently, like back in the spring, and we were going over fiction versus nonfiction. And I was like, okay, you know, give me an example of something that is nonfiction. And one of my students was like, Hercules. And I was like, no, that's fiction. We're not, no. And another student was like, the news. And I was like, and they were like, Miss Mary, your chin! Anyway, thanks for having me. This is
The chin and news thing makes me think of, I don't know if you watch Morning Joe at all.
Oh.
Yeah, MSNBC Morning Joe. So Mika had like her chin like worked on, and then she went to like Trump's Mar-a-Lago. You remember this? This was a thing.
Yeah.
And that's where that tweet came from about like, oh, she was bleeding. It's because she had her you know, roof of a car just, you know, tucked or stapled or glued or whatever one does when it's your physical anatomy. And my parents watch a lot of news now, and I guess it's not really funny. So yeah, they're watching. So hi, Mom and Dad. Thanks for being our fans. Yay. All right, let's get CCH up here, and we're gonna do some improv for you. To get us started, can we have a suggestion of anything at all?
Camera obscura.
What?
Camera obscura.
Woo!
Yes.
I just I don't see anything.
I don't either, but it's the thought that counts, you know?
All right. It's a cave, and I hope we find the scientific proof for people living here.
I'm just in it to be in a cave.
Is it cool to be a world-class spelunker? Come on, Brandon.
You kidding me?
It's not cool to be a
I believe that.
TA.
I mean, I've got a Capri Sun sponsorship.
Wow.
I met Michelle Obama.
What? Are her arms as beautiful as they are?
Yoked! So much stronger than me.
What have I done with my life? How?
You went to school. You went to school. I told you, don't go to
I
school.
can't see where I'm going. Is that what everybody does who goes to school? It's getting smaller over here.
It's a cave, Liz.
Brandon.
What?
I touched something.
It's either a bat
It's
or the
warm.
remains of a bat. What does it smell like?
Putrid.
It's probably bad. God, my sonar's not what it used to be.
Brandon,
What's up?
when we get out of this cave, I'm quitting grad school.
Well, you're getting out? We signed a pact.
That's why I've
We
got
signed. Are you?
Brandon, I gotta go.
Look! We signed a
I
pact.
can't see it.
I quit my job.
Put your lamp back on
I
it.
quit my
Put
job.
your lamp. Okay,
I'm in it for the long haul in this cave.
Why are you doing that? You're so famous. You met Michelle Obama and her arms were yoked.
I can't splunk anymore. I can't splunk anymore. Ah!
Oh, your sonar's so off.
Is this your first time auditioning for Circus LA?
Of course. Can't you tell?
Oh my God. Yes. What'd you bring in?
You'll do fine.
You'll do fine.
You'll do fine.
You'll do fine.
It makes me feel good.
You'll do fine.
I mean, it's not like it's like the main event. It's like it's only the matinee shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no, I mean, we shouldn't freak out because it's just the matinee shows and like, there's no way we could get like picked up from there and then
And
all the way to Vegas.
No.
And then our whole life could start in Vegas.
Yes, absolutely.
The Iowa Auditions is calling its next entrant person.
They said that you have to know how to breathe fire. Cheryl, we never trained for fire.
No.
Cheryl, I can contort
No.
with the best of them. But Cheryl, I never learned how to. Shh. You'll do fine. You'll do fine. You'll do fine.
We just go, we walk in for the job we want. And stand for the job we want. And do the things for the job we want, right?
Cheryl, most of the time when those things apply, those slogans, it doesn't require gasoline.
This is the job we want. We're gonna do fine. It's gonna be great.
If we pull another hamstring.
No, I know. Don't talk about the last time we pulled a hamstring, okay? We were out for 6 months.
When we pulled that hamstring, I saw my life flash before my eyes. All the hard work we put in
Okay, do the intro. Do the story.
and everything. We're just
Put your soul into
runaways.
this.
We're just runaways. You always think I'm never gonna show up for an audition, but I am. I'm always
No,
here.
I knew you were gonna come.
I was angry.
I know.
I just didn't want to put us in a vulnerable situation where I wouldn't show up again.
But it's Vegas.
I know.
Sunday matinees to Vegas.
Hey guys, thank
Yes.
you so much for coming out. Just want to let you know we're not going to be taking any more auditions. Michelle Obama came in and she crushed it.
Can I finish my story? Sorry.
Can you finish your story after after the Masters?
Yeah. Such a good joke.
I'll be the tea.
Thanks, Rule.
Go Pete!
Okay, now I really want to hear it. It's like,
Finish.
how am I going to finish? We're in hole 16. That's 2 holes. That's a lot of walk-in. Tell me, story. Come on. You got me this far.
Well, so we get in the car, and
Time
it's
out. Who's we?
me and Michelle. So we get in the car after the whole day at being in the auto shop, and it starts on the first try. It starts
should do stand up. You're not getting 10% for this. What? You kidding me, man? You kidding me?
You hired me to caddy and to tell jokes. I did both. 100%. 110%.
You gave 110%, but I would grade that maybe like a 55.
How many times have you been to an auto shop in your life? 0?
17? I'm guessing. I don't have like a ledger that's.
What are you driving?
Okay,
French?
I do have a ledger. What do you
Italian?
want?
What are you driving?
I'm driving German engineering. German engineering.
Yikes! Yikes!
Whoa! Yikes! I've only been 17 times. I am 24 years old.
The wind comes and knocks the ball off.
Play it where it lies. Play it where it lies.
We're in the tee box.
Play
Jeff, we're in the tee box.
Play it where it
You're
lies.
on my side, Jeff.
Regardless, play it where it lies.
We don't have to. There's no rule.
I didn't want to do this, but I have a gun in my car.
In your car? Isn't your car in the shop?
I'll walk. Play where it lies.
It started.
Listen, I didn't want to do this, but there's a knife in my caddy bag. So
Okay,
where
now
it
you
lies,
that's-
or I'm just gonna lose my mind and go back to prison.
Don't go back.
I don't want to go back, so just
I don't
play
want to
it where it
send you
lies.
there. Why? I gotta know why. I mean, you were so cool for 16 holes, and now you're freaking out just because I didn't laugh at your joke?
It was a good joke. It was a good
It was the
joke.
first try.
That lady chuckled. It was a good joke.
So I totally bought myself a necklace.
Oh my gosh.
I know, isn't it pretty?
Emerald?
Yeah, it's like so pretty. Whatever. So what did you get to give away? I'd rather keep it.
I know. I bought this floral hat.
Oh, that's cool.
I know.
Right? Put it on.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, you look so cute.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put my necklace on.
Yeah, put it on.
Oh, we gotta give them away. Why do we do this to ourselves? Will you clasp it?
We're good people because we give to charities.
Oh, it looks so much better on you than it would on someone else. I'm a horrible person.
No, you're not. No, you're
No,
not.
I am.
No. She does look beautiful on you. Look at you.
Oh my gosh, I'm sparkling. I'm sparkling. I'm sparkling. Where's my mirror? I'm sparkling.
Oh my gosh. This hat does feel really nice.
Mary Beth Michelle,
Mm-hmm.
you can't let me do this. But don't let me not do it.
No, don't.
We gotta
Put
give
it
it away.
Put it away. Put it away.
No, your hat is so
No.
spectacular. Look at you.
Oh my
Spin,
God.
spin,
Okay.
spin. Oh, you can't see it, but it's wonderful.
Oh.
Should we just like?
Maybe we're bad people.
No, we're terrible
No.
people.
No.
Oh my God, we are.
All right, the charity is about to begin for rich, white, snotty bitches.
That's us. So good. Okay. Take it on.
Here, just say your words of affirmation. Remind yourself of who you are.
I'm a rich white snotty bitch. I'm a rich white snotty bitch.
And what will you presenting, rich, white, snotty bit 00001?
That's me. I bought an emerald necklace when I was in Arizona, and I thought it was really beautiful. It has Native American edging, and it would match the earrings my grandmother has that she passed down. They really would. It really would.
We've got some tarnished green emerald necklace to get from a rich, white, snotty bitch. Going once. Going twice.
Oh,
Should I just
is
wear
no
it?
one get you?
Sold to Mr.
Hey babe, you want to finish the movie?
Oh, darling, of course.
It's so basically what you missed was this guy is into the woods, and the cops they all start chasing him.
Sounds about right.
He's like a Vietnam vet, and they're just pissed that he's in town. So then he goes up into the mountains, and they're just so mad at him, and they're still chasing him.
So we're almost to the end of the movie. Gonna mess. Perfect.
Y'all can't take me. John.
Brandon, who is that at the head of our cave?
Oh my God, intelligent life in a cave. I'm a Vietnam vet who discovered something too.
My God. Brandon, are you dead? Oh my God, where's your contract for spelunking?
Hello, who are you? I'm in a dire situation with police. Let me in.
I can't, I signed a pact.
I'm a Vietnam vet. I fought for your right to sign that pact. You let me in.
Okay, if only if you let me out, I'm a TA.
Deal, let's swap.
He's a TA, baby.
Let's swap.
Oh, thank God I'm free. I'm gonna quit grad school. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to steal you back in the cave.
What? Oh, Vietnam vet, I fought for your right to seal that cave. Don't do it.
Oh my God, if I do that, you're gonna have to kill me.
You're outside the cave.
Oh my!
Ow!
Tell my family and Michelle Obama I love them.
You know, I should pick movie night next time.
Stop, snotty bitches.
Oh.
Okay. I forgot the toilet paper. I know that's why I left, but I got there and you know when you get to the store and you just start thinking about everything that's going wrong in your life and then you turn around and you forget the toilet paper.
Cut to her at the store.
Do you want the?
No, go.
Oh my
Do you want to? I was about to go.
She's been wandering all over. I want to go to break.
Yeah, there's a long line. You're gonna have to check out. With
No,
her.
I don't. I forgot what I came here for, but
Hey, it's totally okay. My daddy walked out to get a pack of cigarettes and he can come back for 15 years. So you got him beat.
oh my gosh.
Huh? Come here.
Okay.
Besides, I wash the paper towels.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah, I just told you.
Sometimes I think paper towels are too thick, so because they're gonna clog up, so I use socks instead and throw them away. Is that a deal breaker? Is that a deal breaker between us?
No, but I was wondering why we switched from white socks to black. It's not a deal breaker.
Yeah, I love that we wear the same.
This is their septic tank.
It's a deal breaker.
It's a deal breaker. No, I know.
Cut to their plumber. Yeah, sounds like you got someone in there, buddy. Ma'am, I'm gonna need your help too.
What can we do?
Could be a gremlin, could be a troll, could be a little boy. I do not know.
How could a little boy get in there?
What?
I said, how could a little boy get in there? We would
Cut to the
never
little
put
boy
one in
and how he
there.
got in there.
Ooh, this field looks so pretty.
Yeah, get in there.
Let's give it up again for Aziz Bora. For us Alexander. Very tuned.
And we've come to the part of the show where everybody who's performed is invited back up. And we are going to play a short form game called Sex With Me Is Like. Yeah. If you're unfamiliar, we just take any old thing. So shout out.
Well, any plugs? Any
Yeah,
plugs?
that's true.
Every Tuesday at 8 in the at the Playground Theater this August. The Phantom Pilots, come check it out.
Aziz Vora on Instagram and LinkedIn and not Gmail though, so I fucking got that unfortunately.
I'm in Devil's Daughter Improv at 10:30 on Tuesdays at Irish Chicago, and
Very good.
I'm in Girl Gang at Irish Chicago on Thursdays at 10:30 this.
Yeah.
Alright guys, we've come to that point. So what's an object? Anything at all? Anything?
Potato.
Potato. Sex with me is like a potato. Okay. Sex with me is like a potato. There are more than 4 eyes.
Sex with me is like a potato. There's gonna be a famine.
Sex with me is like a potato. Denny's and James Vanderbeek are fighting over it on Twitter. Look it up. It's true.
Sex with me is like a potato. The Irish dig it.
Sex with me is like a potato. McDonald's has franchised it.
Sex with me is like a potato. I prefer it French.
Sex with me is like a potato. I'd rather be eating chips.
Sex with me is like a potato. Mashed.
Sex with me is like a potato. If you stick 2 pieces of metal in it and run a current, it'll come alive.
Alright. Another suggestion? Yeah.
A dishwasher.
Dishwasher.
Sex with me is like a dishwasher. It's a luxury.
Sex with me is like a dishwasher. I like when there's the clean or dirty thing on it.
Sex with me is like a dishwasher. I like the liquid because I don't like powder.
Sex with me is like a dishwasher. You better run it twice if you want it clean.
Sex with me is like a dishwasher. Way too expensive for me to pay for.
Alright. Sex with me is like a dishwasher. It exists so you don't have to use your hands. Okay, I'll make up another one.
Come on, baby!
Oh boy. Sex. Oh no. I don't want to do that one.
I'll do it. I'm gonna do the one he wasn't gonna do.
Yeah.
Sex with me is like a dishwasher. It's actually done by a lot of low-wage that we need to respect and not kick out of the country.
Sex with me is like a dishwasher. My parents taught me how to use it when I was 12.
Sex with me is like a dishwasher. No matter how long you run it for, you've still got to rinse it off in the sink afterwards.
Yeah, one more suggestion.
Skateboard. A skateboard? Okay.
Sex with me is like a skateboard. Everybody knows it for Tony Hawk.
Sex with me is like a skateboard. It's not a sport.
Sex with me is like a skateboard. It had its heyday in the 90s.
Sex with me is like a skateboard. It usually happens after we grind.
Sex with me is like a skateboard. When I was 18, it was a lot of fun. Now I look like an idiot doing it.
Sex with me is like a skateboard. I only do it with ollies.
Sex with me is like a skateboard. You better be able to kick and flip.
Sex with me is like a skateboard. I just can't convince any girls to get on one.
Sex with me is like a skateboard. There is recommended protection, but nobody likes to use it.
Sex with me is like a skateboard. You go down first.
Sex with me is like a skateboard. It involves a lot of trucks. Deep cut.
Sex with me is like a skateboard. I'm not too impressed with any of the guys that are on them.
Sex with me is like a skateboard. Marty McFly perfected it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sex with me is like a skateboard. There are giant parks dedicated to it. And nobody's in them.
Sex with me is like a skateboard. People prefer it when I'm getting off.